And we're back. Welcome to episode 3 of the Thursday Night Grind. I'm Matt. I work the American Edge, and tonight we are going to sharpen a shim serrated blade. I get asked a lot if we do serrated blades, and I got one on the bench, so I thought we would do that one. Before that, there are a few announcements. First, if you recall in episode 2, I held a giveaway for a knife that we sharpened. This slicing knife here, Samurai. And Samantha won that. Right on. Cheers, Samantha. You got it. Samantha, coincidentally, is somebody that I know, and you can find her over at Coco's Coffee. It's cocoscoffeenh.com. I met her at a farmer's market a few years ago. Her and her dad run that business. They're beautiful people. I'm so happy that she won, and I invite you to go check out her business. So thank you to everyone for playing. I'm not at 1,000 subscribers yet. I'm at 982 as of this recording, and must be like, it's middle of January, whatever, 16, 17, something like that. Okay, so we'll get there. My second announcement is, to welcome Doug to Elite Sharpening Academy. So a year from now, January 2021, Doug is going to have a profitable sharpening business. He's invited me into his journey, and I'm going to help him go from where he's at right now to generating revenue and having a profitable side business sharpening knives in Utah. So thank you, Doug, for inviting me to be part of that journey with you. I'm wicked excited. I genuinely am. I think it's going to be awesome. Doug's great. And if you share a comparable dream where you would like to have a side hustle that generates revenue that you can do whatever you want with for the rest of your life, then consider joining Elite Sharpening Academy and find out more by hitting me up with an email or something like that. I'll leave that all in the description below. Third announcement is something I don't really advertise for this, but we finished up an agreement with Ohana Kitchen. So restaurants are kind of a funny thing, and they've never been part of my business plan. My avatar does not work in a restaurant. I do like the model where professional chefs who have their own knives could seek out my services to maintain their own knives. And I do have somebody who's driving on the order of an hour to here every 2 weeks for that service. So thank you very much for that. But anyway, Ohana Kitchen has made some sacrifices. The manager there said, he would like to give his staff the opportunity to work with higher quality knives. And with that comes an added responsibility of maintaining those knives. So that's where he invited me. So we're both sacrificing a little bit to try to make this happen. And I couldn't be happier because I love what Ohana is doing really with food for society. I'll spare you all of that, my thoughts on food, but I would say that our culture is not trending positively, and Ohana is bucking that. And I really respect that. When I was over there meeting with the manager, I had a quinoa and tofu poke bowl, and it was dope. Like, if they can make that taste that good to me, like, I cannot wait to get into the salmon and bacon and chicken and like all that. I'm really excited, and it's all really healthy food. They're very conscious about how they source it. So anyway, all that to say, I'm happy to have them part of the team. From a business perspective, it means some degree of recurring revenue. And I'm also looking forward to the opportunity to educate that staff. Hopefully that opportunity presents itself on knife care, and I look forward to seeing them grow and maybe even grow into some, whatever. We'll see what happens. Like, it's at the beginning, but I'm excited about that. Even though it's not something I really pursue. It doesn't fit well for the side hustle sharpening thing because of a bunch of reasons, which we can get into down the road if you care. But you could check them out at ohana.kitchen. Okay, announcements done. Let's sharpen something. Let's sharpen this shim serrated blade. Let's talk about how we do that. First off, if you look at this side of the blade, that's where the serrations are cut. We actually sharpen the backside. This is flat, and sometimes this is where the burr will form when they get used. I will just share my opinion. I'm not a super fan of serrated blades. I almost never reach for one, but I realize that some people do enjoy them. So let's just move on with that. Okay, the way we're going to do that is on the back side. What I'm going to do is take out my Sharpie. I always keep a Sharpie on me. And I'm just going to find you in the camera, and I'm going to just color the back of one serration here. Yeah, can you see that? I'm going to do that with the felt tip Sharpie marker so that when I take it to the Edge Pro, I'm going to bring you down here so you can get a good look at what's going on. I got to back you up a little bit so I don't run into you. Okay, so, oh, and here's the other thing. So we need a really shallow angle here. And the way that I have found a workaround is this piece that I invented and I sell. It's the serrated blade shim for the Edge Pro. I'll show you how you use that in a second. First off, set the table guide. Put this shim right here. So the spine of the knife is going to set on that shim. The leading edge of the knife sits on that the leading corner. But what that gets me is the opportunity to get a very shallow angle. We're going to start with the 250. And now I set the post. I pretty much just do it by eye now, but what I'm looking at is this angle right here. So as I lower that down, I need a real shallow angle. I know that that's a little bit too shallow right there. Somewhere right around here, I think we'll be okay. And then I just take a pull stroke, and I want to make sure that I'm removing Sharpie. Forgive me if I will improve my camera with time, so bear with me, but I want to make sure that I'm removing my Sharpie just up to the upper edge of that serration. I don't want to be removing much more than that, and I want to make sure I'm getting down to the tips. And that was a good spot. And now, all right, so let me just do a pass here. I think I told you that was a 250 stone, relatively coarse. I'm going to clean it up. Do a little bit more. This knife hasn't been... But what I'm looking for, what I wanted to share with you, and you're not going to be able to see it, but what I'm seeing is a very distinct line across this serrations on the upper edge towards the spine of the knife. And that's exactly what I want to be seeing. So you do a few of these. You don't really need to do the Sharpie trick if you are able to identify that clean line. All right, so what that should have done, I'll show you a little something too. Every now and then I get on the Edge Pro, there's a little bit of chatter back here. And what I do is just, I have a little spray bottle. Just put a little lube on there. Sometimes I wipe it down, depending on how I'm feeling. And just a little water to lubricate it. I've tried other things before too, but water's the best for me anyway. You could try soapy water. I think I did WD for a while, but that got kind of messy. Anyway, water for that. And sometimes if I'm having a hard time feeling the burr that I'm putting up, I'll just use a use another fine edge and make sure that I got it. My little open L bench knife here. All right, so I got a little burr going inside the serrations. I take this, this is a conical hone. There's a better name for it. I have it in something like that. Anyway, it's a hone, and it is shaped like that. Smaller diameter at the tip, bigger diameter out here. Lets you fit inside all sizes of serrations. But I'm just going to run this through and push that burr back to the flat side. All right, so I suppose there is a little bit of feel for that. You want to get your angle right. And then I can feel that burr on the flat side. I don't know if you'll feel my, whatever. I can feel it. It's hard for me to show it to you, but it's there. So I'm going to move up in grit. All right, so in this case, what I would do under most circumstances, well, I'll just do it. I'll show you. I'm going to set my collar to where that stone was. See that? But I know that my next stone does fall into being barely any thicker. All right. Back to, so now I push that burr up back here. I'm going to do a pull stroke. If I push, I'm going to eat up my stone pretty bad with this one. So I'm going to do a pull stroke first, essentially pushing that burr back into the serrations, but I'm going to refine this edge now. I'm going to push the burr back in one more time. Not as distinct a burr this time. I am going to cut off what's there. So I like to use a lot of water for this one and very light pressure. Pretty much just the weight of the stone and just a light push. What that's doing is cutting off that burr that I just pushed in. Okay, and that is sharpening a serrated blade. Shaves my thumbnail. Okay. Inspection. Alrighty. Last thing I wanted to do tonight was answer a question. And the question that I got asked the most this week following last week's video. Oh, yeah. Anyway, I'm at 14 minutes here on this video, and in my discussion with Doug last night, I made the claim that I could sharpen a knife in 15 minutes. So I'm just going to use that. I just thought of that. So there's the case study right there. The question I have been asked a few times since last video was how to get the first customer, and I want to answer that in two ways. The first way is in like the philosophy, the mindset to have. And then the second way will be the tangible way to do that, in my opinion. So the mindset is expect that it's going to be hard. And I'm concerned, and I feel like I've been guilty of this before too, is that the content that we consume is largely it's a lot of people who look back with rosy glasses, and we hear these success stories, whether it's in real estate with people who like flip a house, and like so many people have lost their pants in real estate because of they think, oh well, I can just flip a house and make six figures on it. It doesn't work like that. Like it takes a lot of work. So anticipate that. Expect that you're going to make Facebook posts and nobody's going to respond, and you're going to give out business cards and nobody's going to call you, and you're going to hang flyers and nobody's going to call you, and you're going to do these things, and it's going to feel frustrating. And I guess my advice to you is expect that, be okay with it, and don't give up, and just keep going. It'll happen. But if you give up, it won't happen. And then the more tangible way is, and this is one reason why I'm such an advocate for getting into the residential cutlery industry, is because everybody's got them. So first, sharpen every knife in your house. Maybe dull it and then sharpen it again. Like, just get good sharpening your knives. Reach out to your family, which serves two purposes. One is you're communicating your intent to become a sharpener and open a business, which can be hard if it's not something you've ever done before. And people might think you're crazy, but that's okay. Ask them if you can sharpen their knives. Some people won't let you, and that's okay. It's just not really something they do, but you can still ask. The worst they can say is no. But you sharpen all of your family's knives, and you don't charge for that. This is all free. It's to gain your experience. And then you go through your network, your close friends or your coworkers, if you're comfortable sharing that, and you sharpen their knives. And again, you don't ask for any money in exchange for this, even though you are trying to start a business, and that'll be frustrating too, where hopefully these people that you ask will let you sharpen their stuff. But what I would encourage you to do is use that as opportunity to grow relationships. And as you return knives to friends and family, tell, well, hey, that would have been $15 worth of sharpening. I hope you love it. And then as you build your systems, those would be people that you call on to get your first reviews. And that's how you can gain authority in the space, so that when other people, some random people, find you, they can have some confidence that you're not a crook. Because remember, what you're doing is like the hardest thing, and this is what I say, like sharpening is easy and the sales and marketing is hard. Getting people to part with their money is hard. And think about that for yourself too. Like it is hard to get your money. So that's okay. Be respectful of that. Like, that's the way it is. Having authority in the space helps. And okay, I think that pretty much sums it up. So it's going to be hard. Do a lot of them for free and try to build relationships, and then seek authority in the space through those relationships. I hope that helps. And that's it for tonight. So thank you so much. And again, if I can get to 1,000 subscribers, I will be doing this live, and then we can interact over this. But for now, I'm going to call this good here. I have a bunch of, look at that. Whoa, man, look at all those knives. Yeah, they don't look like knives to you, but those are two big bundles of knives I got to get through. I have some more over here you don't see. So I got my work cut out for me. I'm going to post this video. I love you guys. Reach out anytime. All my stuff is in the description below. Thank you.